Alright, so we got this big Fuzion in here. We're not putting a roof on it, but we are going to change that slide out floor. That is rotted really bad. Actually, all the floors are all rotted. So one of the new designs here, or newer designs, this is a 21. This floor was all rotted. We just replaced it, and you can see some of it right here. And then we have some of this sheathing right here. So what had happened was there was a crack right here. And we were curious to know, quite often these cracks are related to a frame issue. But it doesn't look like the frame is broke. So we ran the slide several times to assess to see if it was a frame issue, and it's not. So the only other thing that I could think of is that what had happened was this wasn't sealed well, and water got down inside there. And then it just froze and basically turned ice, right, and swelled and cracked it. So all of this that was in here was all rotted out, all of this. So we peeled out some of it right here. And now what we did is put a moisture meter on here. This is wet. We can't put that back. That's got to come out. So we assessed it to roughly about over here. It looks like the pen mark right there. But we're probably going to take this chunk out right here, and we're going to just replace that foam. It's quicker to do that than to try to dry this. It's just not worth it. So when you do, foam is always zero, and I say this all the time. Where'd that moisture meter go? You put it back? But when you put your moisture meter on here, if you're picking up anything at all, there's some sort of wetness in there. Foam is always zero. So if you just go back and put it on there, that moisture, what happens is the sun basically pulls moisture. That's what's going to happen. So the heat's sitting on here, it's going to pull it, and it's just going to cause the problem to happen again. We don't want to have that. We want to stop the problem. So it's easier for us to just cut that out and replace it. And then what we're going to have to do is just epoxy this and put it back. And we'll see if we can get something in here to cover up the decal. We're not a body shop, but I'll see what I can do to try to clean it up a little bit. That's about it. But that's what we're going to do here. So like I said, we got this one that we just did, and has some of the floor, and then this other one down there, that big one down there that they're in front of, we're going to be redoing that floor as well. All of them are just absolutely rotted. So the way these things are rotting out, which is, so Lippert had these rails before, they had them up here, and it was just the rail. So now what they did, she shouldn't say now because it's 21, but on this design what they did is they got a return come down here, and that's pretty good because when they had that rail right there, this part of the floor was always exposed, and they had that underbelly wrap, and then it would just rub and just kind of work that, and then that's how water got in that way. So with this design, they wrapped it around. You'd be like, hey, that's a good idea. That's a real good idea that they put that on there to protect it. However, they're not sealing up here. So the water's getting down behind this and then traveling back in. So these screws that are up in there, all those screws, all those need to be sealed. They all need to be sealed. So we replaced this. We used better screws than what they did. We're going to put a piece of trim on here. I'll show you that afterwards. But we'll put a piece of trim right along in there to obviously cover the screws that we did. And it's just going to be a piece of metal that we're going to just kind of tuck in there. It'll dress it out, but we wanted to use these type of screws are considered construction screws. They got a really big head on them so they can take a lot of payload, but they're also really coarse so they really get a good bite on the aluminum frame. So that's what we're up against right now, and like I said, we're going to get this other one over there. We'll get that one squared away. So we're just going to show you some progress on this, but that's about all we're doing to this fine machine is 3 slide out floors, and we're not doing the roof or anything else. Look at the mush on this. So all they did, as you can see, they've just got OSB. I'm not a fan of OSB anyways, but you can see this part right here. That is basically what they call an underbelly. It's just like a tarp, like literally like a tarp. It's a black tarp. So just a kind of a mesh. That's what they use underneath here. And you can see where all the water, right here on the edge, obviously the water got in, like I was showing you how it goes down the rails, and it just starts leaking down through there. So I don't like the way they did that underbelly, so we're not going to do that because that's just, that's what rolls against on this particular one. Let's see if I can show you in here. Some of them have rollers, and then see there's nothing there. What it is a piece of plastic. They call that plastic a wear bar, and it's a high density plastic. It's actually pretty thick and it's slick initially, but then over time it starts to get drag on it, hence wear bar. And you know, ideally if you can get in there to kind of squirt some Teflon spray on it or WD-40, that would be ideal. But eventually it's just going to start compromising that fabric. I'm going to call it a fabric. So we're not going to do that. We got the new floor here. What we're going to use is a piece of FRP panel. And that's basically, if you know anything about FRP, it's like a fiberglass panel. And that's going to be a lot better to ride along with that wear bar. It's going to help it be a lot smoother. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to protect it that way, because that just doesn't make sense at all. Alright, this is our big slide floor on the other side. We already got this one here, so there's the passenger side. And you see all rotted. Obviously this is good, but you can see down here, that's mush. This is what I don't like about OSB. So it's just all these little tiny strands. And they do make different type. I mean, you can see them all in here. There's one there, right? So the way they design this is more for shear strength than anything. So shear strength is, picture a wall standing up going this way. That's shear factor. When you start coming down like this, that's tensile strength, and that doesn't have the strength you need for tensile, you know, to what we need it for, to walk on for a floor. A lot of the stuff that you'll see when they start even building houses, you'll see a product looks similar to this, like Advantech, for instance. That is, it looks similar, but it is a totally different animal. The resins and the epoxies in Advantech are very, very strong, very strong. Probably, I would say they're even, if they're not stronger than plywood, they are right there with it. So that's a much better product, but it's high dollar, so they're not going to spend it on this. They're just going to put in as cheap as they can, and then they just watch it fail. So someone comes back and they fix it, they do the same thing, they put this OSB crap back on there, and yet you have another fail, you see. So we're going to make ours out of plywood, and we're going to obviously put it all back. Now they get this little, this is your, I call it fabric, like I showed you on the other one over there the other day. And we're not going to put that on there. We're going to put a piece of FRP panel on the other side. FRP is much like what you see on the siding. Okay, your siding, that's basically an FRP. That's all smooth, but it's called Phylon. So Phylon, a lot of people think it's fiberglass. It's not. It's plastic with fiberglass resins in it, or fiberglass strands in it, shall I say. Not resins, strands. Then it's all go together, right? So that's how it gets its strength. And you'll see sometimes, like when you, especially if you have a leak with delamination in certain areas, like there, whatever, especially on a bigger area, maybe even on the front cap. Some of them have Phylon on the front. Now that one is fiberglass. But you'll see it wrinkle, is my point. It'll wrinkle all up like a water bottle in the sun. Same concept. So we're going to put that on top of here, on the bottom. That's going to be a lot better than this. And it also, after a while, this gets, like you can feel the grit on there, like the, I don't know, for the lack of a better word, it's got some, let's see here, like it's got some traction to it, and you know, some friction. And with the FRP, you won't have that. It'll be a lot smoother. So like I was showing you up on this slide over here, it doesn't have rollers. It has this plastic, hard plastic, HDWE type plastic. There's a whole bunch of them, but it's a high density plastic. Eventually it's going to wear down, and that's why they call it a wear bar. But it wears down more when you start getting the friction like this, and it starts dragging. So with the FRP on top of it, it's going to minimize that for sure. Well, we got it all fixed. We put a new piece in there. You can see actually all our glue right here. They got ahead of me and I couldn't get a camera on it. So we're going to see if we can fix this joint. And but it's all solid now. It's not puffy at all. We had to replace that piece all inside there. So let's see if we can get this cleaned up and then get some epoxy on it.